I'm lucky enough to live in Oxford, one of the most beautiful cities in the south of England. But just occasionally, I long to head off somewhere new. Where this time? Ah, yes, Jordan. Perfect. I suspect that most people, like me, know very little about the Kingdom of Jordan. I know that it has a king, that it has a very attractive queen, it's an Arab country, and that the River Jordan is mentioned in the Bible. I now know that its capital is Amman, and that's it behind me. And I'm just about to meet my friend Hanan, who is going to show me around this extraordinary country. My lovely friend Hanan has an intriguingly multicultural background. She's an Iraqi-born Palestinian who has split her time between Jordan and Iraq for many years. I first met her in England, where she now lives. She is the perfect companion for a jaunt around Jordan. She knows the customs, places, food and language intimately.
Hanan! Hello, Sophie! How are you?
Wonderful to see you.
Hello, Hanan!
Oh, it's so nice to be here. And what a great place to meet.
I thought you'd like this. This is one of the oldest Roman theatres we have, and it's actually used till today. We have lots of festivals here. See, it's about 6,000 odd people.
So, what's the plan?
We're going to start with Amman first, but I really can't wait to show you all of Jordan, from the Syrian border north all the way down to Aqaba.
Let's get going. Where first?
We're going to go to the Citadel first.
Okay.
Amman is one of the oldest inhabited cities in the world. It's known as the White City because of the densely packed pearly white buildings crammed tightly together over each one of the city's 19 hills. The streets are thronged and the historical centre is animated by bustling souks and eateries. And Amman has more than its fair share of ancient monuments to explore. Over the centuries, Amman has been conquered by a catalogue of different civilizations, from the Persians to the Romans. The impressive Citadel Hill, which sits at the heart of Amman, is the best place to see how each culture has left its mark. First up, a Roman temple.
Sophie, this is what the archaeologists believe is the Temple of Hercules. And the reason they believe it is so is because they found some coins with Hercules' head on them. They've reconstructed the two columns that you see here to give you an idea of the sheer scale of the original temple.
It is wonderful, especially up against this blue sky.
Yes.
And you must be able to see it from all over Amman.
Yes, indeed, you can, and you can use it as your GPS.
And I love these kids playing football, having a great time, and totally oblivious to the grandeur behind them.
Completely.
They're great.
There's an astonishing wealth of ancient ruins on Citadel Hill, from Byzantine churches to this spectacular Umayyad palace complex, with its towering walls and modern dome.
This place is just magnificent.
Isn't it? This was the entrance, basically, to the Umayyad palace.
Who were the Umayyads?
It's one of the many civilizations that ruled us.
And that dome, very simple, but breathtaking, really. And it works so well because it doesn't take away from what you have in the historical bit.
The palace complex is thought to have contained both the administrative offices and the residential quarters of Amman's governor. The entrance hall opens out onto a sizable plaza, then a broad colonnaded street.
He was really very, very grand, wasn't he?
Yes.
And he was really saying, hey, look at me.
Yes.
I'm rich, I'm powerful, you keep in your place.
Yes.
Hanan is taking me to one of her favourite shops in Amman. Jordanians love to season their food and drinks with spices and herbs, and Hanan tells me that this shop in the centre of town is the best place to get them. Our mission is to gather up a few ingredients for our meal tonight.
It smells so good.
Beautiful, huh? And this is really my favourite shop. And look at this. Look how many different types of za'atar we have here.
Hold on, what is za'atar?
Za'atar is thyme, sesame seeds and sumac primarily. And the reason they are different colours is because of the different quantity that you have one against the other. This is the favourite dish for breakfast. So you start your breakfast by dunking a piece of bread into the oil and then into the za'atar. And this is jamid. It's dried yogurt.
That's so bizarre. I have never, ever come across that before.
You find it in other Levant countries, but Jordan is famous for it because we use it to make our national dish with, the Mansaf.
That's what we're cooking tonight,
That's right,
isn't it?
that's right.
It all makes sense now. As important in the Jordanian diet as spices and dried yogurt is wheat. Not just milled into flour, but whole or cracked.
This is called frika. It's actually unripened wheat.
So what's this?
This is ripened wheat. It's called burghul.
Is that what I'd call burghul in my ignorant way? Yes.
And so is this, and so is that, and so is that. These are main staples of our diet. I mean, burghul is just really, really good, healthy substitute to rice.
And where does bread fit into the equation? Just across the street, the answer stands out like a beacon. Bread is quite essential in every meal, and there are so many different types to choose from. Oh, can we have one of those? Can we have one of those? And one of those, and one of those, and one of those, and one of those, and one of those.
Okay, okay.
What? Oh my God.
This is rakha. Look at the thickness of it.
You can almost see people through it, or almost. Nearly. Tell me what these are called.
This is just khubz. Khubz is the Arabic for bread, but this is
khubz.
It's hot bread.
Oh, that's lovely. That is lovely. That's warm, and the smell of freshly baked, soft, tender bread it's so exquisite. I can't actually rip it open and eat it here, but I really, really, really want to.
And here you have dates in these ones.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
okay.
It just feels so good. Look, you can see the date filling spilling out there in the cuts. It's just like a beautiful flower. That's so pretty.
Isn't it just? And so yummy, I'm sure.
For later. While we're here, we might as well stock up for breakfast as well. A couple of Arabic-style pizzas go into the bag, along with something sweet and sticky. So what is this?
This is
Aziziyah.
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 This cream and the milk and the pistachio and the walnuts.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. It's like dying and going to heaven in here. So this is where we pay?
Yeah, there is no queuing system. You just basically...
It's straight in and the toughest get there first. Once we'd fought our way to the tills, we got chatting to a fellow customer.
Bread is the essential component of an Arabian cuisine. They
Fantastic.
have everything with bread. In Arabic, it's called taghmis, where they take a small slice of the bread, like that, and they dip it. It's called taghmis.
Termis. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Taghmis.
Silly question, really, isn't it? It's time for Hanan and I to try out our very own termis. So, we're going to actually try some of this gorgeous bread. It still smells wonderful. Which one should we start with?
I think we start with the Arabic bread.
And to go with it, we have zait and za'atar, the Jordanian equivalent of butter and jam.
Zait in Arabic is oil. Za'atar is the thyme mix that we bought.
What do we do? Just rip off a piece of this?
Absolutely. You dunk in the oil first and then into the
dunk
za'atar.
in the za'atar?
Yeah, as much as you like.
That is so nice. You've got a taste of the olive oil. And then you get this lovely flavour of the thyme, the wild thyme that's used in the za'atar, and a little bit of tartness. Now, tell me again what the cheese is called. Jibne.
This is called jibne in Arabic.
This is really interesting. It's actually quite like halloumi. Not as salty and not quite, but it's got that kind of squeaky texture that halloumi has.
These are what you make our Arabic pizzas with. So, for example, this is made with the zait, which is the oil, and the za'atar. This one is made with the jibne.
And hold on, tell me about the one underneath.
This is called lahm bajin, and it has mincemeat, tomatoes, onions.
Gorgeous.
You start with that, and I'll start with the jibne.
You like that jibne one, don't you?
I love my
I know,
jibne,
I could tell.
yes.
I could tell from the way you're describing it.
This is the best.
No, this one is.
Wow.
No, this one is. But we couldn't linger too long over breakfast. We have a rendezvous across town at the Jordan River Foundation Shop, a showcase for some of Jordan's finest craftsmanship. It was established in 1995 and is chaired by Her Majesty Queen Rania. The Foundation's mission is to promote and support sustainable social, economic and cultural programs to improve the employment possibilities for women across Jordan. Valentina Cassidy showed us around the stylish shop selling the products created by the women benefiting from the Foundation's programs.
What a wonderful place. This shop is so gorgeous. I kind of want everything. Just everything. But
can't fit it in your suitcase,
no,
Sophie.
I could buy a new suitcase there. But one of the things that really marks out the products that you have here is, A, the incredible quality. I mean, these are really beautifully made. And also the design. I mean, wow, the design is stunning. They're very different from a lot of the tourist souvenirs, say, that you'll get at the roadsides.
Yes, well, Jordan is about craft and it's about heritage, so why not have a beautiful piece that is made properly with the colors, with the designs, that represents Jordan. If you look at the items, they talk about our history.
Yes, it is very gorgeous, isn't it? I love the quilting.
Yeah. And it takes 6 women to produce this item, and it takes 2 to 3 months to produce this piece. And it's very intricate, very delicate. We're not doing anything just for doing it. We want more women to be engaged, more women to be supported, and that's why we work a lot on the designs and the colors.
And I was going to say, these are beautiful. In fact, we've got 2 things here. These pretty, pretty cups with, is there Arabic writing on that?
Yes, it's Arabic calligraphy, yes. It says hello and welcome. Our coffee means welcome, so this is how we welcome our guests.
What an impressive and seductive place. I've already mentally redesigned my whole house, so thank heavens Hanan is dragging me away before I spend a small fortune. Time for lunch.
This is called Reem al-Bawadi. It's one of the oldest restaurants in Amman, and it's famous for its Mezze.
I have to say, it's an amazing array. But just tell me a bit about the concept of Mezze.
Well, Mezze is basically a mini selection of larger dishes, and it could be as simple as 5 dishes or 50 dishes. This is the Arabic version.
OK, so what have we got before us?
You have fattoush.
That's a salad, isn't it?
Yes, with roasted bread. This is tabbouleh with cracked wheat.
Oh, like we saw earlier on.
Yes, absolutely. And this is mhamara. It's made with walnuts. This is waraq anab.
So stuffed vine leaves.
This is sujuk, our version of sausages. Then you've got hummus. You've got burak. I have 2 kinds, with meat and with cheese. We have Campbell, aubergine dish. Ful mdammas is broad beans. And of course, no mezze would be complete without halloumi cheese.
Fried halloumi, I love that.
And this is quite a delicacy. This is fried brain.
Oh, now that sounds yummy. I like brains.
You do now?
I do, yeah.
Yes.
These little mezze dishes form an ideal introduction to the cuisine of Jordan. And there's a good reason for this appetising diversity.
The food is a mixture. It's Jordanian, Palestinian, Lebanese. It has a little bit of Iraqi food, Circassian food. Some of these, for example, are Turkish. The Greeks have very similar to our food because the Ottoman Empire ruled us all for, 400 years? So, of course, we all have similar food.
I've never had an issue with eating offal.
You're actually going to try and eat that? You are a brave person.
I like brains. And, you know, obviously it's going to make me even more brainy. Looks gorgeous.
I'm waiting. You like it, huh?
It's delicious. It's so nice. It's really, really creamy inside. And then there's the crisp, crunchy flavour of the coating and the sharpness of the lemon. Do you want to try a little tiny bit?
No, thank you.
Oh, come on.
I'll try some of the tabbouleh instead, I think.
Later in the day, Hanan and I head downtown to the bustling heart of Amman. As the moon rises above the minarets and alleys, the streets have come alive. Everywhere you look, there are bold food hawkers plying their trade. Shops are wide open and touting for business. It's not long before we find a corner shop selling salep, a drink thickened with powdered orchid root.
It's like vanilla, and it's milk, sugar, and he's added coconuts for you, has he?
Good, yeah, I've got coconut and cinnamon. Beautiful. It's a bit like custard. It's like drinking hot, beautifully flavoured custard.
63-year-old place.
Brilliant, 63-year-old, this tiny little corner. But apparently, according to those reviews there, it says it serves the best harissa. And harissa is this cake.
It's this sweet.
Harissa, not to be confused with harissa, the chili-heavy red condiment, is a moist semolina-based cake bound with yogurt.
Oh, look, it's got almonds on the top. It's very sticky. Oh, this is nice. It's very sweet, and it's nice. It's got that crusty top onto it, and very, very sticky and heavy with syrup. Yeah, beautiful.
Taking our leave of our new chum, we head off in search of something savoury to balance all that sugar. Just a few minutes away, we find exactly what we're after.
What's it? Oh, look, it's a falafel man.
Everybody who's into falafel comes here.
These street stalls like this, I just love. You get the best food, and I think for nervous travellers, you see it being cooked in front of you, and that's great.
Wow. We can't leave here without some of those.
Okay. I'm going to burst, but okay. In the spirit of inquiry.
Right. So basically, these are stuffed falafel as opposed to plain falafel. And the way they make these is by making one layer of the falafel paste, and then they add onions, samar, and shatta, which is the chili salsa, and then they fill it. They put another layer of falafel paste on top, and they use this special gadget. Look at the speed at which he does it.
I so want one of those. What? The stuffer?
And the falafel making machine.
That won't fit in my suitcase, but the little maker will, and the falafel will definitely fit inside me. Now.
Our falafel are still hot from the oil, but they're too enticing to wait any longer.
Oh, I love this. This is just a whole new falafel concept. It's really perfectly crisp on the outside, and it's soft and fluffy and light interior. And it's so nice getting that little hint of the sort of the onion and sourness of the sumac and the chili, all wrapped up in hot falafel. What a brilliant idea.
This is supposedly a poor man's meal, but it's so good.
Fit for a king.
It doesn't matter if you're rich, you're poor, you've got ladies coming here feeling comfortable. There's all sorts of age group.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody loves falafel.
From street life to high life, Hanan takes me to Buksak Cafe on Rainbow Street, the most fashionable place in Amman. Here, above the eponymous bookshop, young Jordanians come for a quiet drink and a perfumed puff on the shisha pipes. Not to be left out, Hanan and I order our own hubbly bubblies.
What's your flavour?
This is lemon and mint.
So I'm going to go for the watermelon and mint flavour. It's nice.
Yes, this is why you get hooked on it very quickly.
Do you know, it's almost like a Heston Blumenthal version of it, of a flavour. So it's like somebody's just blown those flavours round your mouth and sprayed, but you're not actually eating anything or consuming. It's more subtle, really.
Yes, it feels like a clean smell.
Yes. Would you smoke this in your own home?
No. It's a social thing.
Yeah.
It's not something you do every day, and that's what's good about it.
Swap you. Oh, that's nice.
Yours is stronger than mine.
No.
Yes. No. You've been pulling on it.
Our day is not yet done. Time to learn how to make Jordan's national dish.
This is Chef Jihad from the Movenpick, and he's going to be demonstrating to us how to make Mansaf, our national dish, which is primarily made from lamb and jamid.
That's the jamid that we bought earlier, isn't it?
Yep.
Chef Jihad is going to show us the traditional Bedouin way to prepare Mansaf. It begins with a heavy pounding of the rock-hard jamid to break it into small pieces. These need to be soaked in water for at least 5 hours. Chef Jihad knows the ropes. He has some he prepared earlier.
That is a salty, cheesy yoghurt. It's almost got a taste of sort of slightly lemony blue cheese.
Now we have to boil the lamb with cardamom and bay leaves, give it flavor very nice.
They are big pieces of lamb.
Big, between style. Look, nice meat.
You've already trimmed off quite a bit of the fat, but not all of it. That's important, because for flavour as well.
Now I will add black pepper.
That is the noisiest peppermint I've ever heard.
Chef Jihad simmers the meat for 2 hours until it's very tender, and then he ladles in the creamed jamid.
Now this is fascinating, because if you just added ordinary yoghurt, it would curdle straight away, wouldn't it, in the heat?
Yes.
But does this stay together?
Yes.
Isn't that clever?
Magic.
While the meat continues to simmer with the jamid, we fry some short-grain Egyptian rice.
I can hear it sizzling.
Also, we have to add turmeric powder. It's nice color for the rice.
It's amazing how just a very small amount of turmeric gives that incredible golden colour.
The taste is completely different if you fry the rice before you add the water.
Once Jihad has ladled in the water, the rice will simmer for 15 minutes.
The lamb is very tender.
Now that all the individual components are ready, Chef Jihad starts to layer the dish in true Bedouin style.
The shraki bread, very light.
It's very, very thin, isn't it?
Very thin, very thin.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, like this.
So you're actually soaking the bread first.
It is to stop it from being dry.
The next layer is the golden rice.
Look at the color, very nice.
So how often would people eat Mansaf?
The Bedouins eat it once a week.
Really? And what about non-Bedouins?
When you have parties or special occasions,
Or
weddings.
wedding, yes.
Yeah.
Is Mansaf always made with lamb?
Traditionally, yes, but people now make it with chicken as well because it's cheaper.
And to finish, a generous scattering of fried almonds.
Okay, I want to show how to eat the Mansaf.
Okay.
The traditional way, by hand.
So you're really squishing
Yes,
it hard,
okay.
aren't you? Yeah?
And I never touch my finger on the mouth like this.
That was quite impressive. So I just squelch it around like that.
Okay.
Okay. That's delicious.
Yeah, good.
It's so good. Let me taste this. The lamb is very, very tender. It is a bit like having a cheese sauce on it. It's so weird. It's absolutely gorgeous, creamy, a little bit salty, and a bit cheesy. I've never tasted anything quite like it. Thank you so much for cooking Mansaf for me.
To end the evening in grand Jordanian style, we settle down to watch a spectacle that's almost as saucy as the Mansaf. Belly dancing is an incredibly skilled and intricate tradition. Here, the best belly dancers are treated like superstars. The odd thing is that it's not really the belly which takes centre stage. The hips, the shoulders, the whole torso are shivered and shimmied exquisitely. A well-endowed dancer entertains tourists every night in our hotel. Her moves are enthralling and often seem way beyond the realms of possibility. She's a glorious whirling finale to a long day in Amman.